So what is the one thing you'd like to see and expect to change? And I ask that to you as a group.
Who wants to start? So what we'd like to see and expect to change? I think what I've seen, and part of my job over the last 20 years has been workforce research. So I've really taken a look at what's changing within the mindset of employees. And so at Aflac, and even before that, we looked at the mindset employees had toward benefits. And I think all of us here know that people would rather buy a car or go to the dentist versus buying their benefits. And I think what we've seen through ACA and what's changing with healthcare overall is that because there's more control that's demanded and given to employees, they're actually taking it now. So what I saw in the last few surveys we did over the last 5 years, there was an interest and demand that changed around benefits and around their health overall. So what I expect to see change and what I really am glad to see change is employees are now more engaged with their benefits and their decision making. And they're actually starting to take some charge with it, which should result in better outcomes for everyone, for employers, for you all, and ultimately for the employees. So I'm expecting to continue to see that change and the mindset change. And it's really, really, it's been enlightening to me to see that finally employees are doing this and are taking charge. But it makes me feel better about the overall health of the company, or the country, and what you all are doing so we can make sure we're delivering the best benefits to them, they're taking advantage of them, and we ultimately have better health outcomes as a result.
I agree with that, and since you went that direction, I'll go another direction. So from my perspective, the folks in this room and the folks in this industry are beginning to understand that we're the ones on the wall. John and I have been having this conversation for a number of years with a number of you, but I see now more than ever that we understand as benefit professionals that it is up to us. We are igniting the fire inside of you to realize that you have people that you care about, whether they're employees or whether they're family members that need to be protected from poor health care. And so I'm seeing a change in the mindset and the philosophy as it relates to the benefits professionals out there. We used to see just here's a rate pass and here's the way that we're going to handle, once again, let's just rubber stamp the renewal. I'm seeing people incite change in their personal lives and in the way that they do their jobs, and I think that's very exciting.
I agree with both those points. I think, and this is maybe going to sound like a cliche, but I would expect there's going to be more change and disruption in the industry. And what I mean by that is there will continue to be merger and consolidations of health plans, vendors, providers, and that in and of itself can create an era of chaos. But with chaos brings opportunity. It's not only opportunity for vendors to bring better solutions, but health plans are finally starting to realize if you've seen one consumer, you've seen one consumer. And it's an epic mind shift for health plans. And the bigger they get, the more challenging this is going to be. But in 5 years, I can honestly say I expect to see better processes and better control of healthcare put into the members. And that's going to be both a business process decision by the health plans and their supporting services providers and vendors, but also more use of technology to get that information to consumers in a meaningful way.
So you'll find here at Benefit Focus and at One Place that we talk a lot about data. And so I think the thing that is really going to be driving a lot of the change and has already driven the change is data. When you look at generational differences, internally we've talked a lot about these concepts of data-driven versus data-natives. Data-driven is really what I would say probably where a lot of us who are Gen X and Baby Boomer, where we are, and what this means is that we were not born into the technology that we have now, but actually adopted the technology. And as a result, we are more of data tinkerers. We like to see the data sets and move them around and have our spreadsheets if you have spreadsheets, that kind of thing. Data driven or data natives are Gen Y, Gen Z, and their expectation of interaction and experience is that they don't care about tinkering with things, they want their answer. So when you look at this in regards to the technology development that has happened especially in mobile and smartphone and app development, you see these single-use applications that get you exactly what you need. Uber, Tinder, Yelp, these kinds of things that where what they expect is ease of use, simplicity. I won't go so far as to say that they don't care what's going on behind the scenes. They just understand that they don't need to care as much about what's going on behind the scenes as long as you get them to what they need. And I think that the gap or the challenge, if you want to phrase it in that way, is that the data-driven generations are creating a lot of products and are the sort of veterans of the industry for the data natives to come into it. And so I think that where we need to get is more of a data native mindset, and where we are is really data driven at this point. Neither of those are bad things. They're both really wonderful things, but there is a continued evolution that I think is going to happen over the next 5-10 years.